Hello, everyone. I see people are joining. That's good. Good to see everybody coming. Got another lineup. We'll have a little fun with a Kahoot to start, and then we'll have three different topics lined up. Hopefully we'll get to all three of them, depending on how much I talk, how much I say. So to start off, while we're waiting for people to all get online, any questions that came up during the week that you'd like to ask, put those in the chat and we'll address them as we go. Can everybody hear me okay? I think the audio is on and it's recording. I do have a bit of a cold this week, so my head's a little bit stuffy, so I might sniffle a little bit once in a while. DeMarco, good. Adam, Austin, Ryan, Anant, Connor, Gavin, Lori. Okay. Andrew, Ashley, Preston, Danny, Mike, and Jules.
Yeah, we've got some bad sound.
Sounds like it has mild static. Was that because I was leaning on the table, you think?
Which audio did you unmute?
I unmuted this bottom one, the Mic AUX. Should it be the desktop audio? No, it shouldn't be the desktop audio, should it?
What is below that?
What is below that?
Mute that.
Unmute this one and mute that.
There you go. It went away. Okay.
Okay.
Mic AUX should be undone.
Okay, very good. That kind of appeared when all of a sudden I went live. So, okay, very good. Hopefully that sounds better. Thank you for the feedback. And did you see what happened to the Chat GPT 2 days ago? Robert, wasn't that the purchase of Chat GPT by Microsoft?
I know they're introducing some payment tiers, and they've been sued with a class action lawsuit.
Sued with a class action. Oh, that's right, the class action lawsuit.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Fair use. Usually, saw that the no-fly list was leaked. Okay, that's always fun. The AI passed the full medical exam and the bar both. Hey, that's cool. Obviously, it's the font of knowledge. Not that it could ever defend anybody or ever heal anybody. Yeah, ChatGPT was sued in court. I can't remember which entity that was a repository of pictures sued them, but it's always been artists have been able to look at other artist styles and be able to duplicate those styles or mimic those styles to learn. So it doesn't sound like there's really anything wrong with teaching an AI the same thing. So I don't see any reason why that lawsuit will go any further than the initial courts. So, okay. Having to adjust the chroma key just a little bit, Robert?
Yeah, trying to get rid of a little of that blue that's going on. Oop, don't want to get rid of you.
Yeah, don't make me disappear. Excuse me.
We'll try that.
Oh, now I got blue hair. That's good. Ooh.
Oh gosh. Sorry, I'm working from a bad angle here.
Yeah, give me some hair back.
Well, unfortunately, for the moment, we're just going to be dealing with that line.
Definitely not a Rogaine treatment. Okay, there we go. All right, Robert stopped playing. So, okay, so I'm looking here. In-person classes canceled today, so you get to be here. How much snow did they get up there in St. Louis? Because I'm down here near Little Rock, Arkansas, and we didn't get any. So we were down on the southern edge, and we got probably a little bit of snow during the night, but it was gone by morning. So I'm kind of wondering how much St. Louis got. Oh, an inch? Yeah, she didn't even get to go playing in it. Doggone, the kids were disappointed, I'm sure. But they still canceled classes. Some areas just south of St. Louis, from what I understand, got 5 to 8 inches. So not enough to close the city, but they did. Okay, very good. Had 4 to 5 inches. Okay, way cool. Well, let's go ahead and Kahoot things a little bit. Let's get into your phones if you can, and we'll put up the game pin, and let's play a little bit before we really get serious and get started here. Okay. So the number 603-1965. We'll put that in the chat to make sure you can see it in 2 places. And all righty, Seth, good. Brody, Mike, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh gosh, they're coming fast and furious. 4, 8, 11. Good. Hey, we're gonna have some good fun. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'll keep it coming. Okay. Okay, it looks like we got 2 at the bottom there. 8. Wow. 3, 6, 9. Oh, Preston. Did you just do strikeout font? Is that what you did? Okay, Deco. All right, we're getting there. Okay, we ready to get started? All right, anybody can still join. You still see the number, the pin number. And this is the blockchain review that I put together for the last class for week 3. So we ought to have a little fun. What is not a building block of blockchain? Trust, privacy, shared ledger, coins or tokens. Okay, got 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 14 answers. Okay, 17. Way cool. What was not? Okay, so everybody seems to think that coins and tokens are not, except for I fooled 3 of you. Okay. So trust, privacy, and a shared ledger are all part of the building blocks of blockchain, where coins and tokens, well, they're a component. They're not one of the building blocks to build blockchain. Very good. I like to see most people getting the right answer. Okay, so what points do we have? We have Seth at the top at the moment. I'm sure that'll change as time goes on. Not unless Seth can do anything about it. How do blockchains build trust? By not changing the algorithm, or by creating an immutable record, or by making stakeholders purchase coin, by not using a fiat currency. That might build trust in and of itself. You never know. Okay. Let's see how we're doing here. 17. We've got 17 with the right answer. Hey, way cool. Way cool. By creating an immutable record. And Seth, you stayed on top. You wily creature, you. Let's see. What does trustless mean? Trust is earned, not from code. Or you can't rely on it. or not having to rely on individuals but on computer code, or trust comes from the government in fiat currency. Alrighty. Let's see how we do on this one. 16, 17, we're going to get 18 answers. 18, all right. Everybody answered? And yes, not having to rely on individuals but on computer code. And I explained that in one of my videos, so that's good. That's good. Okay, so did Seth, you're screaming there, bud. All right, let's go to the next one. Businesses gain efficiencies by accepting Bitcoin as payments, or reducing the number of intermediaries in the process, or by deploying blockchain to improve the image of the company, or providing NFTs to represent your product lines. I'll bet you I don't fool very many people on this one. What do you think, Robert?
I think you'll fool 3 people.
Well, fooled 5. Okay. 14. Reducing the number of intermediaries in the process. Now, Robert, are you joining this to just answer the wrong answer all the time, make people feel good?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not this time.
Okay. All right. So 14. Reducing the number of intermediaries is the way business gains efficiencies. And Seth is still screaming up there. We might have a hard time challenging Seth and getting him out of first place there. All right. What is not a consensus algorithm? Proof of identity, proof of burn, proof of work, or proof of capacity? Which one of those is not a consensus algorithm? This one's a hard one because we all know the main ones. You know, Bitcoin works off of the primary one that's used, at least used to be used the most. All right. Proof of identity is the correct question. Correct answer is not a consensus algorithm. Proof of burn is one that's actually used quite commonly. You prove that you've burned a certain amount of crypto in order to mine or create others, which is crazy. I have a hard time understanding that one, but proof of burn and proof of capacity, and of course proof of work is. So, gosh, I fooled a majority of you on that one. That's fun. Okay, let's see. Did we fool Seth? We fooled Seth. Okay, so Ryan, how did you zoom up to first place by 400 points? That's crazy. Combo breaker. 9 players just dropped their answer streak of 4. Oof. Ouch. Okay, number 6. What creates value in a blockchain? Being well distributed, having a rise in coin price, in solving a real world problem, or being backed by real fiat currency. What creates value in a blockchain? And that would have come from one of my videos. And I think the book talks about it as well, but I highlight it in one of my videos as well. Okay, 15, 16, 17, 18 answers in. Do we have 19 people on? 19 answers in. Okay. Okay. Wow, we're spread across the board. The right answer is that what creates value in a blockchain is solving a real-world problem. So remember, I said blockchain. So this could be a business blockchain as well, or it could be a crypto blockchain. Either one, the real value that a blockchain provides to the world is solving a real problem. So being well distributed, that most of you answered, that got the question wrong. Being well distributed makes sure that it is more viable as a blockchain and more secure as a blockchain. But it doesn't in itself create more value. So we'll go on, okay? Ryan, what happened? You knocked you out just as quick. All right. Well, let's go on. Next one. Okay. True or false? Governance can be written into a blockchain. True or false? Here come the answers. Okay. Okay, we have 18 answers in. Looks like we got about 20 participants, so somebody needs to make a choice. Wish I could stay for more. Gotta go. Next week I'll be able to stay the whole time. Okay, Jules, see you next week. Watch the rest of it online. All right. Okay, we have 19 answers that we're in, and true is the correct answer. Governance can be written into the blockchain. In fact, during the development process, the governance of the actual development process is usually written into the blockchain while it's in that phase of its growth. All right, so scoreboard. Okay, JD kept his place in first. Okay. All right, we have a quiz. Distributed ledgers are Bitcoin, data held on nodes in a blockchain, books of account, another name for a blockchain. So let's see, what are distributed ledgers? I'll bet you I don't fool anybody on this one. We should have a unanimous correct answer on this one. Well, almost, yes. Data held on nodes. The nodes are referred to as distributed ledgers. Very true. Okay, very good. All right, JD, you're hanging on. Okay, let's go to the next one. 9 of 12. True or false? Subscribing to my YouTube channel is good for you, so you can keep up with current events in the blockchain world. Unanimous correct answers wanted here. A little bit tongue-in-cheek there, of course. Okay, good. Alrighty, that was a gimme. Everybody got the right answer, and JD said stayed in first place. Blockchains are of no use to business. True or false? We should have a unanimous correct answer here as well. Or I haven't gotten the point across yet. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, who answered it first? Okay, JD was quick on the buzzer there. 11. What is not a type of crypto wallet? A public wallet, a cold wallet, a hot wallet, or a custodial wallet? Which one is not a type of crypto wallet? All righty, getting those answers in. Wow, across the board. A public wallet is not a crypto wallet. A custodial wallet is the kind of wallet you have at an exchange, like Coinbase or like FTX, and that's why a lot of people lost their money on FTX, is because they had custodial wallets, or like at Celsius. Okay, a cold wallet is a wallet that you have that's not online. It's either in a piece of hardware or printed on a piece of paper. And a hot wallet is a wallet that you have on your computer that's always linked to the internet and just it's exposed to the internet. But you do keep your public keys, but it's probably not the best security that's available. The cold wallet is by far the most secure. I would never do a hot wallet. I would do a custodial wallet occasionally because I like kind of the banking feel of it. But okay, Anand came back. Okay. All right. Okay. Seth came back into first place. Boy, you've worked hard to get there. Last question. Having a wallet on an exchange like Coinbase is an example of a cold wallet. True or false? Jeopardy theme time. The last question. Is Seth going to keep his first place position? We'll see here shortly. And false. Correct. That is a custodial wallet that you would have on Coinbase. All right. Okay, so let's see the podium. And in third place we have Brody. Okay, and in second place we have JD. And did Seth keep number one? Da-da-da-da. And Seth managed to climb back up to first place. Runners up, Diablo and Gavin. Good job, guys. Good job. Hopefully this is just a fun way to do a few quick reviews, and I like to do that. So, okay, very good. We will go ahead and leave that for now. And I will go ahead and pull up our next subject. Okay. Okay, so the next subject I want to highlight today is the fact that blockchains that put supply chains in focus are not going away at all. Just because TradeLens was shut down doesn't mean that IBM isn't in a lot of other areas putting a lot of other companies' supply chains in focus and on their blockchains. And Home Depot is one of those that is using the blockchain to help to track down supplier shortages or supplier issues that they have. See, ERP, when you talk about an enterprise resource planning software, a lot of times it will have a supply chain management piece of it that you can bolt on. So this SCM piece, or supply chain management, becomes very important in ordering and in getting the products from the initial stores to the actual store where they can be retailed. So you get it from the supplier to the store. Knowing when to order it, how to order it, what the lead time is, all of that information is very good in a supply chain management system. But how does blockchain then augment the ability of a supply chain management system such as that? And the answer really is that all along the way, a supplier usually sells a product and under a term what they call free on board, which means that once it leaves their dock, they consider it to be your product. So once they ship it and it's out of their hands, it's your problem, not theirs. So here we have, let's say, company A sends 3 widgets and they're sending it to Home Depot. They put 3 widgets on the truck when it leaves the dock at company A. The shipper at company A then takes it to their sorting house. Their sorting house then puts it on a plane, and those 3 widgets go to another location where it's offloaded from the plane, and that gets offloaded from the plane and into another sorting house, hopefully onto a truck, and then out to the retail store. So you see in that process that there is a handoff between the loading dock and the initial shipper when it gets it. You have the shipper then putting it on a plane. You have the plane then taking it to another sorting house. You have that sorting house then putting it on another truck. Now, the initial sorting house to the plane to the truck may not be the same company all the way along. If you're shipping UPS, it probably is. or if you're shipping FedEx or some shipper like that, it might be the same company. But what if it isn't? What if all the way along the line you've got handoffs between various companies, and when it gets to the retail store they get 2 widgets? Whose fault is it? How do you track that? Your supply chain management software is only going to know that they ordered 3 widgets and that those 3 widgets then were invoiced to the company. But when they get it on their dock, so Home Depot gets it on their dock, they only know that they got 2 widgets that they received. So how do you track down the missing widget and find out how it disappeared, where it disappeared, and who might have it? How it could have fallen off to the side of the truck and didn't get put on the plane, or some variation of a theme all the way along the way. Well, here, let's go look at the next article. What happens here is Home Depot, what it did was it tried to make sure that it could track down all the widgets. So I'm going to close that so we can see the whole page. And the whole point here is that the Home Depot has a lot of stores, 3,000 in the US, Canada, Mexico. They carry about 35,000 different products. So, they have a lot of widgets to keep track of. And they could sell any combination of those at any time and have any number of those reordered at any time. And they need to be able to take care of getting them from the supplier. You don't want to pay for stuff you didn't receive, but you also, because of the free on board situation, shipper said they shipped it, the vendor says they shipped it to you, and you didn't get all of them. How do you track that down? All of a sudden it becomes Home Depot's problem because of the free on board terms. So what they have to do then is they literally have what they call a vendor dispute at that point. It happens when any retailer that has the volume of transactions that we do, our main goal is to resolve those vendor disputes as efficiently as possible. So they don't want to pay the invoice for all 3 widgets until they track down where that 3rd widget is. And that's where blockchain comes in. So what happens is Home Depot then deploys the software, and after they deploy the software, each individual who takes possession of the widget along the way scans it into the software. And when they scan it into the software then puts it on the blockchain for every trade-off. So when it goes from the loading dock into the truck, and then from the truck onto the plane, and the plane to the next sorting house, and the next sorting house onto the next truck, every one of those handoffs should show that they've got 3 widgets here, 3 widgets here, 3 widgets there. If at any point in time suddenly they have only 2 widgets, they know where to begin looking. See, with their current system, the situation is that they don't know where to look. They've got all these handoffs in between, but they don't have a place to look to find where that lost widget is so that they can begin tracking it down. Most of the time, it's not the fault of anyone. Usually, it's not theft or graft. Usually, it's just a misplacement of a particular item. And that's what they tend to find out, is that once they locate it, it quickly gets into their system and gets put back. The problem is it costs time, and time costs money. So when I was tracking down how much this helped, I found this article that said they eliminated 65% of vendor disputes with that new blockchain system. Well, you eliminate 65% of the vendor disputes, you also eliminate that number of hours, 65% of the hours that it used to take to track down each of those missing elements. So that is the power of blockchain, in addition to an ERP system that would be the supply chain management piece of that ERP system. And coupled together, they can be an incredibly powerful combination. So I hope that would I hope this highlight has helped to understand a little bit of the power of blockchain. And so let's look at the questions here. Used to drive for FedEx, and every trailer they have has a tracker on it so they can know where that trailer is and also that specific package. Absolutely. I loved it when UPS at first started putting trackers on every single package, and you could see every single handoff once it got into the UPS system and delivered at your door. You could see all those pieces along the way, and that's really what we're talking about here. Is just a system to be able to track it through multiple different vendors rather than just within one company. So very good. That those innovations have really helped a lot. Okay, and yes, those disputes and the tracking down where product got dropped along the way can be very expensive. Okay, I'm going to give my voice about a 5-minute break, and then I'll come back and we'll continue. So I'm going to put this on break for a minute, and we'll see you in a few. Alrighty, I'm back from break now, and we'll just minimize that. And the next subject I want to talk about today is kind of where the future of blockchain is going. Blockchains are transformative in the respect that they're going to impact the business world, the financial world especially, and going forward, eventually they'll be adopted in a lot of different areas. It is just a new type of data storage technology that has unique properties that allow business to accomplish certain key elements in their business that streamline it to make it better and more effective. So one thing I wanted to highlight is an article. Okay, what happened here? Okay, there we go. I happen to like Paul Brody. If you see any articles by him, he's usually pretty spot on. He really is well read, and he comes up with some very interesting information. And so this particular article talks about Ethereum in a way that I've not seen it talked about before. There are a lot of other blockchains that do smart contracts. Ethereum was the first to do smart contracts. Ethereum also was the second major cryptocurrency to come onto the market after Bitcoin. And it since then has been the second largest dollar-wise of all the coins out there. But the thing that Ethereum has to offer, the value proposition that it has to offer the world, is the fact that it can do more than just be a currency. Bitcoin, you can't do a whole bunch with it, although people have tried to extend it to do other things. It's just more difficult. So Ethereum being more easy, it attracts the majority of all of the centralized finance and the distributed finance applications that are written for it. So what happens is all of these other companies that have written blockchains that have tried to compete with Ethereum, they wanted to take over Ethereum's place and be faster, better, stronger. Any parameter that you look at, they tried to accomplish more than what Ethereum had. Well, and basically the big Achilles heel that Ethereum had was that it was a proof of work blockchain. And being a proof of work blockchain, it used a lot of electricity to mine coins, and it used a lot of time it took a lot of time to mine coins. So after a while, the cost of using the Ethereum blockchain got very expensive. They had what they called gas fees, which are basically types of smaller increments of an Ethereum coin, a gas fee to regulate the cost and pay the people who were mining the coins. Well, they had what they called the merge earlier this year, and the merge made it abundantly clear that Ethereum is now on track to be able to do everything these other blockchains were trying to do, be a better, faster blockchain. And because of that, since those other blockchains didn't take over Ethereum's position in the marketplace, they basically are going to just fall by the wayside. People are going to go to Ethereum because they've got a much more robust programming back end. They've got a lot more robust number of people developing on the platform and knowing how to use the platform. They just have a lot more going for it than the other new kids on the block, so to speak. So the biggest advantage that this article talks about simply is that it has the first mover advantage. And if you're into business at all, the first mover advantage is the company that comes up with the technology first and gets to market it first and gets out way ahead of everybody. Well, Ethereum has proven that not only is it ahead of everybody, but it also could stay ahead of people by continuing to innovate. So here, this paragraph is really says it all. It says, history is littered with networks, products, and services that tried to enable interoperability and achieve the technical goal without changing the market share model. We're seeing similar pattern in the world of blockchain bridges and the Ethereum virtual machine. Compatibility make it possible to port both assets and applications of the Ethereum ecosystem. In other words, it allows them to exchange coins easier than having bridges. Bridges, unfortunately, have been pretty vulnerable to hacks, is the big problem. So going from a non-Ethereum blockchain to another non-Ethereum blockchain has been problematic when it comes to hacks. So, but it doesn't necessarily result in sustainable volume. That's the key. The other blockchains are trying, but they're not sustaining their momentum going forward. In enterprise sales, we often see the challenger layer 1 blockchains come in, offer to cover the full cost of deployment if the client deploys on their solution first, but a fully paid deployment cost is not helpful if you launch on a blockchain with no clients. So that's basically what was happening, is these other other blockchains that were coming up just weren't being able to compete. So going forward, what does that really mean? Well, the Dallas Federal Reserve, this was one of the articles that was submitted by a student this last week. They're pointing out that blockchain technology aims to expand the role of digital transactions on the internet. Now, they're going to have an impact. And if you look at several of my other videos concerning SWIFT and concerning BRICS, both of those are payment networks that are international in scope. Well, international in scope means that these banks are trading money through old antiquated systems that are a lot of times text-based systems. They'll put in an account number and tell the banks that the money has to go from account A to account B, and the banks have to manually go make that money transfer. The problem is it takes time and it gets very expensive. So cryptocurrencies now are taking the place of these intermediaries such as SWIFT. And the Dallas Federal Reserve basically is seeing that trend will continue. The point they make here is intermediaries are banks, insurance companies, and other economic agents that profit from interfacing between providers of services and final users to facilitate those transactions. However, they do so at a cost, and sometimes raising some fundamental concerns about honesty at that point. How many of you have ever sold a house and you go to a trust company or a title company to do the transaction for you? You leave a certain amount of money on the table for them to do their work, and they're in business in order to provide that service to you. But think how nice it would be if the title were on a blockchain and there happened to be a trustless situation there where you already know that the title is clean and you're transacting based on the coins, whether it's Tether or whether it's Ripple or whatever other coin is used for money transfers. The money is transferred from your bank straight to the bank of the mortgage company, and the title is quickly transferred into your name. And of course, the people holding the real estate title, meaning the government entity that manages all that, would have to be on the blockchain as well. But if that blockchain were there, right down here it says blockchain technology, a relatively recent development, promises to address some of these structural problems. In simple terms, it's a ledger which transactions are organized and recorded, and it does it cheaper and faster and better. So the Dallas Federal Reserve is noting that there's a lot of blockchains that are out there, and it's tracked it since 2013 to 2022 at almost 120 different blockchains that are managing and and pushing data around in the financial industry. So this is just a slice of the financial industry. So it's just a matter of time, according to this article, that the financial intermediaries are going to be less and less valuable because blockchains are going to be able to take the place of those intermediaries, and the intermediaries are either going to have to compete financially with that, which is going to be difficult, or they're going to just go out of business. And, that will happen just like normal business does. As businesses innovate, other businesses collapse because they can't keep up. So as we go on to another opinion, I think this was another Paul Brody. So when Paul Brody gets into this kind of dovetails on the Home Depot article that I did just recently. And the idea here is blockchains are as important as ERP for the future of companies. Well, why? Well, they will automate and get rid of intermediaries that used to push money around and do transactions manually. Just taking over and becoming more and more efficient in time. So when he talks in this paragraph, he says, the decoupling that is happening now is one where we separate the value of Ethereum as a global computing, I wonder why it's going out here, as a global computing and business infrastructure from the price of Ethereum. In other words, get rid of the idea that we're just selling Ethereum back and forth. We're going to use the Ethereum blockchain to actually do work for us. He says one of the guiding principles that we have here at EY, which is his company, is the idea that what blockchains will do for business ecosystem, what ERP did inside the enterprise. So this year is the perfect time to revisit that idea. He believes, as we go through this article, that eventually blockchains will continue to bring innovation to enterprises and to businesses that will make a cohesive bond between a lot of different companies. So ERP generally tends to be within the enterprise. It was an enterprise look at all the resources within your enterprise, and then your supply chain and your customer resource management. All of those pieces in an ERP system were melded together in order to make it more efficient for the enterprise to make decisions and gather the right kind of data within the enterprise. What blockchain will do then is it will be extra enterprise. It will go from the enterprise to suppliers, to shippers, outside to, if you're in the case of like a Walmart using the Food Trust blockchain from IBM, it will be able to see the provenance of all of the produce as it goes from farmer to the shelves at Walmart, so that you can see, when there's a romaine lettuce problem, you'll be able to see that the romaine lettuce in this particular store came from that particular grower and be able to track it all the way back. And instead of shutting down the entire produce production of California for romaine lettuce, you shut down a particular farmer and focus on getting his act cleaned up, and you clean out the supply chain that came from that farmer. And instead of costing millions of dollars, it costs maybe 100,000, or a lot less than millions, that's for sure. So the whole idea here is that now we have ERP that is fairly common in most large enterprises. The next thing we'll do is we'll take blockchain and we'll automate things coming out from outside the enterprise to automate all of those processes so that everything becomes more efficient. So Paul Brody gets another set of kudos here, showing how the blockchain can be a workhorse in helping the enterprise to save costs and put stuff on our tables in a less expensive way as well. Okay? That is the end of that topic. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. Derek, see that you joined. That's good. Glad you came, even though you're a little bit late. That's fine. I am going to now bring up our last article of the week, and if I see questions, we'll answer them along the way. I believe this was another article that was given by one of the students submitted. The title is kind of challenging. Okay, the Visa proposal would bring Ethereum users one step closer to being their own bank. Well, okay, that's an interesting title, but what they're really saying down here is the credit giant Visa today released a proposal that would let owners of Ethereum cryptocurrency set up automatic payments directly from their own self-custodial, in other words, a cold wallet, a proposal that would not require banks or other centralized entities to be part of that picture. So what they're actually doing is they met with Ethereum and Vitalik Buterin and friends, and they are dusting off an old proposal that was enacted but not acted upon within the last 6 months. A proposal to basically take a smart contract and merge a smart contract with an end user account to make a type of wallet that is a little bit different than what you and I have seen in the past. The Visa proposal would essentially merge the two into a single account. And the two they're talking about is externally owned accounts, or EOAs, or user accounts, and contract accounts, which are accounts, from what I understand, these are the smart contracts, a type of smart contract, and basically merge those two into a type of wallet where they could automate payments and use their Ethereum funds to automate those payments. Now, I'm not sure how taxes are going to be dealt with. My last video kind of had a hard time with the idea of having a Visa debit card or a debit card that was attached to a cryptocurrency account. But that aside, I'm sure they'll work those kind of things out. But it says Visa was among the first traditional payment giants to take digital assets seriously, with the 2015 launch of its first crypto-linked card. So it's had a crypto-linked debit card for a while now. It's now competing against the likes of MasterCard, who also has one, PayPal, and Block, which is formerly, we used to know them as Square, in bringing such payments to mainstream users. So the whole idea here is to be able to have a card, and it'll look like a credit card, I'm sure, with all the same features of a credit card, but when you pay out of it, it'll take the money out of a special Ethereum account where you have Ethereum deposited in that account. So interesting development there, and I thought it was interesting in light of what we said last week with debit cards being attached to crypto and such. So I think that's the last thing that I had in here. Hope that helped you. I hope you hit the like button. Hopefully get this live stream out to other folks, because it is useful to other people. In fact, last semester, we had some folks from a university in Australia catch wind of our live streams and start joining us, and that was a whole lot of fun. I haven't seen them this time, but it's we do have this open to the public, so occasionally we'll see people joining us that are not part of the Lindenwood blockchain classes that I hold. So I'm going to call for a roll call now, and if everybody will just kind of one last time let us all know that you're here, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next week. Okay, take care.